Well, Chaz, it's good to be with you this morning. Yes, we're over Loop 494 up here. This is in Porter. As you mentioned, this is a railroad track that runs north-south right along the roadway here. And as you can see, this is an 18-wheeler. An 18-wheeler carrying a ginormous concrete mixer. And it cut that thing in half. Now, this is a gated intersection here. As you can see, the gate is down over here, and because of the accident, it completely wiped out the gate on the other side over here. There is the tractor portion of it, and as you can also tell, it doesn't appear to be too damaged, so the train actually hit the concrete mixer that was attached to the back end of it. We have not heard of any injuries, but wow, you can only imagine the impact that happened up here with this train and the concrete mixer, a great big concrete mixer. There you can see underneath that concrete mixer the gate that was here that was apparently down at the time. We just assumed that. We do not know for sure, but we have seen these accidents here before. Trains usually through this area run about 50 miles an hour, so it doesn't take much to actually close in on anything that's crossing the track here. And if the truck driver was across the track with the 18-wheeler part of it behind him, then you can just imagine the impact of the engine and this concrete mixer. Again, no injuries here, but this intersection is going to be closed for a while up here in Porter, just north of New Caney High School in the Porter area on Loop 494. Chaz?
And Don, you get these reports of a train versus an 18-wheeler, and obviously you're going to be assuming things are pretty bad, and you see the mixer of that truck, and that does look pretty bad. You said you don't know if there's any injuries at this point. I don't know if there's any injuries at this point, but just by looking at it and seeing where the train actually struck, obviously it looks like the cab, which is where the person would be, is fairly unaffected, which would be, you would think, good news.
Yeah, I don't know for sure. We haven't heard of any injuries, as I said, but his feelings are definitely hurt. And DPS is on the scene here. The heavy-duty wrecker is on the scene, and of course, folks from the train company are up here. I don't know whether it's Southern Pacific or which train company it is, but at any rate, they've got quite a cleanup here. As you can see, part of that mixer is still stuck back here in the back of the actual train itself. I haven't had a chance to go up front and see if there's any damage to the engine that's pulling the train, but I would imagine that it wouldn't be much because, you know, we're talking about 100 tons worth of steel that runs into these things across the track.
Well, those gates are there for a reason, and we will just have to wait and see exactly what happened. But Don Armstrong is in Porter near New Caney High School, where if you could pull that shot up one more time for me, Don. Now it looks like you're getting out of there. But it's an 18-wheeler versus that train right there. Don's going to look at the front of it to see if there was any impact to the train. What do you think there?
Well, it looks like there's concrete on it, that's for sure. And as I was zooming in down here where the actual cars were that the mixer is kind of entangled in, it looks as though that those cars down here are off the track. So it's going to be pretty much most of the day before they get this thing all cleaned up.
All right, Don Armstrong and Porter, appreciate it. And y'all have a good day up there. Good to talk to you.